There we go. So here we are. This is in the elevator that you would take up from your hangar, and where we start is, which everyone will be able to do in a couple of weeks. We'll be in the customs area of ArcCorp. And for the very first release of the social module, we don't have all the variation in clothes, so it'll be mostly the outfits that we have for the FPS level. But the next couple of releases, we're actually going to be switching where you'll be able to customize your clothes and do stuff. So yeah, there's some silly little things. You can chat. You can also do various emotes and goof around, dance. So, all right. So let's. You can chat, do emotes. Let's head in and just do a bit of sightseeing. All right, Andrew. So let's head off. So I think Andrew just stepped through sort of where the customs entry would be when you actually. Andrew, if we go back out, let's just go and take a look at where the landing pad is so people can know where we're coming from. So stay with red one, Jared, please. So we just go back over here. Out there is in the final game, when you're landing in the persistent universe, you would land out here. You would come in here. This is the customs area, and then we would head through the sort of security or whatever you want to call it, sort of customs immigration, which is through here, which normally, depending on the environment, it would sort of determine whether you were wanted or not wanted. So if this is a lawful UEE area, if you're an outlaw, they probably wouldn't let you come in or land. Maybe they would. It sort of depends on where you're going. Also, if you weren't allowed to bring weapons in, this is where you would have to sort of leave and deposit them, or leave them back on your ship. And then you would go out here into ArcCorp. So here we are. Hey, and Jared, just stay with red one, please. Don't switch. So here we are. We're in the main plaza of Area 18. I think if you, Andrew, is anyone right near you? You could probably just show them the AR where they can sort of see the names of the other people over them if you want to do the AR on it. So you can switch AR on. You'll be able to use mobiGlas and LaterVern, so that's how you can sort of know who the various people are. These are all our various sort of demo accounts for this. And let's head off to, let's go to Cubby Blast. So we'll sort of do a quick tour of the different locations. So these are all sort of the basic shop types that you're going to encounter in the persistent universe. Most of them are represented here in ArcCorp. There'll be obviously very different looks and styles, different brands, different shops. This is Cubby Blast, where you would come to buy your personal weapons. Again, you'll be able to put your AR on, see the different items, transact and buy through your mobiGlas. In V0, you won't be able to buy and sell. I think our V1 or V2 release of the social module persistent universe will have persistence in the background database. So we need to shift. So right now, when you go into the hangar and you go into Arena Commander, it populates your ships based on what's on your web account. But for a proper, full sort of online experience, you need a persistent universe, a persistent database to store off your state, what you're wearing, every little item you've changed, moved around. And I think we're doing that in the first or second revision of the social module. Okay, so let's head out and look at a few other places. Across the way is the medical unit. Are you the big heavy dude? Yeah, you are. Right? So this is essentially the kind of place that you would come. So if you got killed in space, or you would recover in a recovery room in here and come out. This is also where you can come to buy various sort of medical healing devices. So stim packs, med packs, all the sort of things you would need if you got into FPS combat, boarding a ship out in the persistent universe of the world. And in the sort of V1 of the social module, which is the next release after this one, there'll be a whole bunch of AI moving around, going about their schedules. In this first release, it will just be other players and you sort of playing around with the environment. All right, so let's head up over here. We can go in and take a look at the job well. So here's the ArcCorp job well. This is sort of the official place that you would go to look for jobs in the persistent universe. Essentially, I've talked about a mission system and a mission board. This is sort of the official place for that, where people will put up jobs to haul cargo from, say, ArcCorp to another planet, or be an escort for a cargo run, or have a mercenary assignment, or basically look for bounty hunter assignments, or generally what's happened. And again, this would be full of NPCs, and you can sort of see a lot of, and that's kind of the terminals you would interact with back there. And it's a big ArcCorp setup behind there with a constellation potentially flown by some sketchy pirates. We don't know yet. We may meet them later. So let's head out of here and go to the other sort of place that you would probably go to look for missions, which would be the bar. Yeah, I know. It's definitely the best place to go. I wouldn't mind a drink right now, actually. So here we are. This is the G-Lock bar, and again, most of our locations, depending on where you are, we have actually quite a few planet-side environments that we've built. This is the first one we're sort of showing you, but we've done several that have different styles, different architecture styles. Terra is obviously a much more sort of super modern kind of setup. We have a Nyx, which is more of a sort of outlaw asteroid city. Yeah, we can do some dancing. Dance. Okay, I think it's enough for the dancing. All right. And then if we go out the other, we go down the, yeah, exactly. So, and there's also going to be other areas to sort of explore in most of our planet-side environments. So this is an example of sort of like a back alleyway, and we're sort of going to have areas that, even though we may not have PvP combat down on the planet-side environments, we'll definitely have some level of PvE interaction. So you could go down the back, you could go down the back alleyway, and you could get mugged perhaps, or this is, like, here's the incinerator for the sort of ArcCorp area. So potentially you could do some shady deals back here, or they could be fairly dangerous, or you go around here, there's sort of like a kind of backdoor, I don't know whether you want to call it a speakeasy, but it'd be somewhere you would go to get sort of more gray missions, let's put it that way, down that way. So let's go up the stairs here to sort of show the rest of the location. And again, sort of as we move on, we'll be building this out with a lot of NPCs as well as just other players moving around. And here's another sort of sense of the scope of scale that we're trying to do for our planet-side environments. And I think it's kind of, let's head to Astro Armada, which is where we're by a ship. But this is sort of very much about, with us, yes, it's taking a bit of time, but we're really trying to craft, there's a little Aurora. We're really sort of trying to craft the world. So they all sort of feel lived in, real places with their stories. We're doing stuff, some of the conversation system stuff that we developed for Squadron 42 is going to come into the persistent universe, and will sort of enable us to sort of tell stories in this universe, and sort of let you venture around it in a way that maybe you hadn't before. Certainly not the way you had been able to do it in Freelancer or Privateer. So here's Astra Armada, which is sort of a high-end sort of ship dealership. One thing that I would like to say that in the persistent universe, on not every ship, not every dealer, not every shop has every item you can get. So you'll have to travel around the universe, and some places is where you know, like for instance, you probably won't be able to buy an M50 everywhere, or certain kinds of weapons. And so hopefully it will force people to move around the universe to sort of buy the items they want, or find or explore the items. And so just, you know, like you can in the real world, there'll be things that are unique to locations that you can go around and do. All right, let's just zip out of here and see the last location that's in the ArcCorp environment. There we go. And there's actually one that I haven't shown you because it isn't fully finished yet, but down there is Casper Outlet, and that's actually where you're going to go to buy clothes, so you can customize your appearance, which is down there. But Andrew, let's just go to the Dumpers Depot. So there's the Casper Outlet that you would go. Dumpers Depot is right by Astra Armada where you left. Yeah. So you're gonna have to run back. Lots of running. But generally the idea is obviously that you wouldn't just be running around to locations, we're just trying to show you everything. But you'd be going around meeting other players, talking to other NPCs. I'm generally having a good time. I think Andrew's a bit tired right now. That's why he's not running so fast. He's lost his stamina. Oh, now he's picked up his stamina. There you go. And so this is Dumpers Depot, would be the place in ArcCorp you would come to buy ship items, which you can sort of see to the left. Andrew moves to there. There'll be all the ship items you can see out there. You'd buy them with the terminal over here, and then you can also have your ship repaired, which is sort of what's happening back there with the Hornet in the background. Okay, so that's sort of a brief tour of the ArcCorp environment. So let's go on to back to the presentation, guys. There we go. So anyway, that's the social module for you on the ArcCorp demo that we gave. Around, there's no difference in our code base. It is the same code base. So all the stuff you're seeing, the social stuff you're seeing, the FPS you're seeing will all be in multi-crew that we're releasing a little later on. So here we are. We're just going to go to FPS, show around. I got 6 of the guys here. And I'm gonna, hopefully Jared's gonna cut around and make it slightly interesting, we'll see. And I think we want to sort of show, are we on Red's, who are we on right now? Red 1. Okay. You wanted to go show a little bit of the animation on the back there before we get into some combat? Andrew? So I'll just have Andrew pop out to third person view. There you go. Maybe show, you want to sort of kind of, so like several things that we're trying to do is we're sort of trying to have real sort of like motion and inertia. So if you notice when you move around, it's like if I've got a gun and I'm going like this, I'm going to do this as I'm doing. That's the natural way. And you can't, if you're going to shoot, you always should have to be like that. So because if you sort of start to shoot like this, you're going to lose your balance. So we're trying to model that with this, and you know, we have a sort of, hopefully a fluidity of animation that you don't normally see. I mean, you certainly don't do it most of the time in a first-person shooter because you don't have to worry about the animation, but these are all things that we're working on to make the experience sort of realistic and also look cool when other people are doing it. And we're also sort of focusing on making the combat more tactical if we possibly can, because in the persistent universe, Star Marine is going to be sort of like a, you know, like Arena Commander, where it's sort of a bit simpler shooter. You can respawn, but in the actual combat mechanics in the persistent universe, you aren't going to be able to respawn. You're sort of going to start back on whatever planet you were last on, and so we sort of need to make the animation and set combat a little better. So let's get into that center area and perhaps shoot each other and see that. Yeah, show the The electric shotgun's always a fun one to use. There you are, it's the electric shotgun. Yeah, don't show the replace me texture there, guy. So some of the things that we're still working on is the sort of the fidelity of the hits when you can feel you can get hit, the animation for that. So we don't have that in yet, so you should be able to feel the impacts. Also, we have specific limb damage, so you can be wounded in your leg and you'll limp around, or you can have your arm shot and then you can only use one-handed weapon instead of a two-handed weapon. So we're trying to have a lot of sort of precision, some of the same stuff that we have for the ships, and all that stuff takes a little bit of time. We're going to nail them from the back. Yeah, it's kind of cheap. Also, use a couple of the the gadgets. You guys want to use the gadget stuff? It should be... Use G as a... I think would be... Whoever's playing the heavy can have holograms. Anyone a heavy marine? Aaron, you're heavy. If you hit G, it should deploy a hologram. I think there's... Oh, someone just got shot. So who, on red, can you go to red 4, Jared? Oh, Aaron's dead. Sorry. Right, I was trying to show some gadgets. So the heavy marine's got the hologram gadget, which is G. Yeah, who's got a heavy marine? If not, there you go. That sounded like someone did something. It's a shield, so that's the shield gadget you can do for deployable cover. Oh, there's a grenade. Ooh, you almost got him. Yeah, if you use G, Aaron, you can have G will use a hologram if you're the heavy marine. You're dead again? All right. Oh, someone's throwing a grenade up there. Let's see. All right. So anyway, there you are. That's kind of where we're at on the FPS. So we sort of still have to work on the sort of hit fidelity and sort of the damaged limb parts of stuff. And the ragdoll stuff's a big one, which is one of the reasons why we're changing the skeleton to make sure it works better with CryEngine. But all right, okay. I think we'll move on. I just wanted to show you guys like a bit of an update, show you what it looks like, show sort of kind of where the animations and the visuals are, which I think are pretty good looking. And then, yeah, we're currently in the process of sort of fine-tuning all the depth and the hit stuff and some of the kind of playability stuff. So let's move on to the rest of the presentations. So we have 10 people. We're all running this live in Large World. So this is it. This is the dream. Right, back. Okay, come on. Jared, switch, please. All right, so we're starting. This is Andrew, who's red 1. And we're hanging out in our quarters, having a cup of tea or coffee. And we're going to get a message to get a derelict out by an asteroid field. So we're going to just head out over here. And so we're hanging out at Selin Station. we're in orbit around the moon of Cellin there. You look over to the left here, that's the gas giant that the Cellin orbits around in several other moons. It's about 182,000 kilometers in our game space. And this whole space station is set up as a zone system. And so I think it's a couple of kilometers long, but let's walk out and meet, let's put our helmet on. And here's the rest of our trusty band that are going to fly with us. So, Crusader Industries, Cellin Station, let's head to the airlock to load up in our ships. As we go along, Andrew Red One can sort of show us, look out the window and sort of see the size and the scale of the space station that we're in. Stick with Red One, Jared. Let's go through the airlock. Hey, Jared, has you got sound music going on and stuff? Take 3 ships on this mission to search for a derelict retaliator. One, the Gladius, which Dan, Red 6, get into over here. And Paul's gonna get into the Super Hornet over here. So we're switching live between all the players we have here, our 6-man red teams over here. Okay. Paul's going to get in Super Hornet. And let's get over to the Cutlass. So the Cutlass is now set up as a multi-crew ship, which means it has its own local physics and its own zone. So we're going to load up 4 of us into the Cutlass. You can see Paul taking off in the background there. Let's close our back door. There we go. Let's sit down, and Andrew's going to get back in. He's going to get into the front of the. Go to Red One, please. Get into the front of the. Cutlass. Power it up.
Hello, welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online. Now scanning.
Okay, so we're going to get ready and then cut to Red 5, which is Paul's up, he's already taken off, and so you can watch the Cutlass start to take off. And let's just go a little forward there. Okay, let's go to Red 1 on the front. Let's go out to the front view so we can just show something, turn around to the front, down. Let's go to Glenn's point of view, Red 2, please. Get up, walk up. So now go to red 1, please. Go to red 1. There you are. You see Glenn in the middle there looking around. Now, we're going to start to roll. Roll the system. Okay, let's go back to red 2. Back to red 2's point of view, please. No, back. Go look so you can see the world rolling around. There you go. All right, so we're all in. Moving around. Moving, interacting. Go back. Red 2 back. We'll go back to the seat now. You see him leaving. He'll go back to the seat. It's all fully simulated. We've moved into that zone seamlessly, into that local grid seamlessly. He's going to get into his seat. Back to red 1. So now we're going to sort of look. So one thing to take a look before we jump. So here, this is all based in large world. So the derelict is 3 million meters away, which is about 3,000 kilometers, which would take us about 2.5 hours at the normal top speeds of Arena Command to fly to. That moon you see in front is actually the first moon. There's a moon further behind where the square is, and that's where we'll be going to the derelict. And as we leave the space station, we'll be leaving that zone. It'll be dumped out, and we'll stream in the new zone when we get to the new moon. So let's just go back out to our normal view, Andrew. And I think Paul's going to jump out first. Or quantum drive actually is the correct term, so we're not jumping. That's where we go between the systems. Do you already go, Paul? Okay, let's jump, Andrew.
Quantum drive activated. Deactivated. Port impact warning.
So we just went 3,000 kilometers on the same map, in the same scale that you could fly normally to this zone, which is the asteroid field around the moon. And we're going to go towards that red flashing beacon, which is the distress beacon where the Retaliator is out of power. And so now we can switch between Paul, who's in red 5, Dan in red 6, who's the Gladius, and red 1, which is the Cutlass with the 3 crew members in the back. So on the red 1's view, you can see the Cutlass sitting out of power there. It's been part of a battle. It's had one of its turrets shot off.
Front impact warning.
Stay with red 1, please, Jared.
Warning. Overhead impact warning.
Okay, are you in position, Andrew? So, okay, let's, on this thing, red, who's opening? Red 3, right, Ben? You're going to get up? Let's cut to red 3, please. Cut to red 3. There you go. Okay, don't open the door just yet. All right, so, Glenn, you're going to get up too, probably in the back. Yeah, you get up, ready to go? So we're all in our little zone. Let's go back to look back at the door. Ben? No, sorry. Jared, back. Stay on red 2, thank you. Or red 3. Okay, yeah, stay, that's fine. Okay, Ben, open the door, please. Okay, cut to red 1. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go out. Let's EVA. All right, back to red 3's point of view. Red 3, let's go out. Is that red 4 we're on now? I guess red 3, I don't know. Hey, Jared, let's go back to the guys entering the Retaliator, please. There we go. All right. Okay, let's watch our guys EVA in. Stay on this view. Okay, cut to the view of exactly. So we can cut out to the other view in a second. We get in here. So it goes in. All right. go. And let's cut back to the interior view to see our other guy coming in. Okay, let's go back out to Andy, Red 1. I think you need to get in, right? Let's go in, Red. So we're going to go in. We've got to figure out where to get the gravity on in the ship. There we are. Potentially cut to Red 5, see if Red 5 has a decent view of this or not. Well, okay, back to Red 1. Turn the panel on. This is going to enable the gravity in the Retaliator. Go back to the... Well, okay, it's going to be easy. The gravity's going to come on in a second. We cut too soon. Now we got gravity on. Andrew, you're going to go... So let's go and restore power in the Retaliator. So we need to restore the power as well. Here's the power. Stay on this a bit longer, Jared. Don't cut away so soon. Okay, now you can cut. There you go. Okay, we have power. And Andrew's going to go. Is this you, Andrew? Are we on Red 1 now? Here we are. I'm losing track. All right, let's man up the ship. We got the power back on. We need to turn the engineering station on. Who's on the engineering station? So Red 3, okay. So we can, so this is an example of one of the multi-cruise stations where we can change the various powers and radar stuff. If we have the weapons online, we can. We'll cut back to this when we get in the sheet. There we go, the weapons are online now. Turn them online, turn the weapons online for everyone. Perfect. Okay, there we are. That's getting up into the, and Aaron's getting down the cockpit. Let's see someone enter the cockpit. That would be either Red 4 or Red... There you go, perfect. Okay, let's stay with the... oh, he's going to go down underneath. And let's get into the pilot seat. So again, this is its own zone. It's using its own local physics. We've transitioned seamlessly out of space, from the Cutlass into space, from space into this ship. Okay, now let's just take a look around for a minute here. Let's go out, cut to the outside, Andrew. Just cut to the outside. There we go. We can sort of see now that we're moving the turret, like move around. So that's Glenn, Red 3 up there. We got Aaron down in the turret in the bottom. Now, so we've got our Cutlass, but somewhere else in space, we have the blue team in a constellation. Okay, let's cut to blue 1. Blue 1, Jared. Blue 1, please.
Scanning.
So they got wind of the same derelict Retaliator.
Quantum drive deactivated.
Let's, yeah, cut between, exactly. We've got a couple of turret gunners and a co-pilot who can manage the weapons and do energy and shields while the main person's flying. Up, sneak attack to the Cutlass. Back to Red 5, let's see this. Red 5, boom. Cutlass has just gone up in smoke. All right, let's get into a fight. Let's switch between the turrets. Let's watch this fight. Okay, let's... All right, let me get it right. Let's use the torpedoes on our Retaliator. Okay. Fire a torpedo. Another torpedo, maybe? Torpedo. We're gonna... You got another torpedo, Andrew? You got no more torpedoes? I think the Retaliator's, I mean, the Constellation's fairly blown up right now. Do you not, you have no more torpedoes? Because we have a really nice cook-off thing. You done? You have more than one torpedo. So you, okay, alright, so I think we've killed the Constellation. It's pretty dead. So now, what's that? Yeah, no, we're going to quantum drive away. Alright, so I think we've gotten rid of, we've beaten up the Constellation plenty. So let's head back to the base with our Retaliator. Is Quantum gone for you? Alright, I think we've taken some damage in the fight. Try getting back in.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Can you go to the engineering station to check if something's on? You can switch on.
Shields up. Engines offline.
Okay, let's try going back to... Okay.
Engines
Well, you can't... Okay,
active.
let's cut to Red 5 then. You can't jump. So it's every time we jump except for this demo. I guess we had too many hits on the Retaliator.
Engines
Like you can't fly on the stuff. Your systems are dead, right? Okay. All right. Well. Oh well.
engines offline.
Let's have Paul land back.
Shields recharging. Danger. System overheating.
So Paul jump back. Is it like we can't do anything on the ship? Really? All right.
Danger. System overheating. Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green. Contact. Shields
Stay on
up.
Paul because we have a little surprise here at the end.
Engines.
Okay. And cut to Gladius Red 6 to see his view. They're back. See, there's like nothing on there. Now, do we want to do that one more time just for everyone? You want to do that? You want to do it one more time? Okay. Didn't fix the thing right, yeah. Okay, are we all good? It looks like we're all up now. Red's good. Is blue? Blue's good. Yeah. Okay.
You need to not touch the weapons or the engineering panel. That's what you touch the engineering panel.
Oh, hey. Apparently you disable the weapons when you're on the weapons panel. Really? But don't. Yeah. Okay. Let's not touch the main weapon panel. Yeah, we're up. Okay. Let's start. Do it. Just get up. Still take your time, Andrew. Don't like hurry it too much. You know, enjoy the sights. Take your time. Otherwise, you'll miss it if we do the thing later on. I'm getting lost.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online. Now scanning. Landing gear up.
And Red 5 are 3,000 kilometers away, and now they're just warping to a control simulating in the same area.
Now scanning. Now scanning. Deactivated. Contact. Now scanning. Now scanning.
Did you just jump too far? Yeah, you overshot. 5, Jared. Okay, back to retired. All right. Okay, that's free to work that time. All right.
Quantum drive activated.
System overheating. Begin scan. Proximity alert aft.
Quantum drive deactivated.
AD activated.
All right.
Begin scan. Begin scan.
Okay, let's let the retired land first, guys. I just like watch the retired in the other ships. Jared, cut between the retired, like looking positions, yeah, and then some exterior views of him from maybe Red 5 or Red 6. No, keep track on it. There we go. Bring it down. No, not go here yet. Not go here yet, please, Jared. Stay up. Let them finish landing.
Landing complete. Major system overheating.
All right, let's get out of the retired. I don't know. We got one of our things. Someone extended one of the landing pad things. So let's go to red. Yeah, go to red 1. How are you going to get down? Everyone's used the pad thing. Let him put up one of the elevators for you. Thank you. Wasn't very nice. You let your friends come down in the elevator? There we go. All right. So we brought the retired home. We're out here on the pad. So that's what was meant to happen. Not get the ship so damaged you couldn't bring it back. There you go. And anyway, so that was the whole idea at the end of the scale, bringing back this ship. Look up at this sky. Yeah, there we go. So, and we can look at it from Red 5 to Red 5 view. There we go. Look at that. Back to red 1. All right. Okay, so anyway, that was what